Hello, welcome to the Operative IQ Checksheet training for Bel Air Volunteer Fire Company. Today we're going to go over how to log in and use the Operative IQ Checksheet for the Bel Air Volunteer Fire Company. We're going to start by double-clicking on the Operative IQ Checksheet icon on your desktop. Once the login screen has appeared, you're going to use the same customer ID, username, and password as you have already used for other Operative IQ software. Once logged in, you will be able to select which unit you will be on for the day. For the purposes of this training, we're going to select Paramedic 394. Just below that, you'll see a status which will either list out of service, in reserve, or in service. In this particular case, since 394 is out of service, it's stated as such. Generally, two options will appear below the Status tab. You'll have Continue Shift or New Shift. Continue Shift is something to be used during the day in which you need to restock or update information. New Shift will be selected at the beginning of every new shift. So in this case, we're going to select New Shift. Once that's selected, a reminder box will pop up for important information that providers will need to know. Once logged in, it will default automatically to the inventory screen. We will get through using all these cabinets momentarily. At the top, you'll notice you'll have your unit listed, your status, your last time that the unit was synced with Operative IQ. On the right side, you will notice the username that is logged into this. On the left-hand side, you will see your menu tab. As this program is meant for a touchscreen application, moving through the menu item, you'll have to simply either use your finger to depress and hold and slide up and down, or select with the mouse and hold and slide up and down. The menu options can disappear by simply selecting the menu button. To make it reappear, simply select Menu again. Now we're going to start to discuss the actual check sheet portion of the program. Since the inventory screen is already up, we will start with the inventory screen. In the middle of the screen, you'll notice several red boxes that are called cabinets. Each cabinet depicts a different part of the unit that will need to be checked. Anything that is indicated in red is an item that is supposed to be checked on that particular day. However, we do have some exceptions to this. You will see that multiple cabinets do have items that have a day listed next to them. For example, IV drawer Monday, Med drawer Tuesday, Airway cabinet Wednesday, BLS cabinet Thursday, and Decon cabinet Friday. This denotes that even though they are red, those only need to be Operative IQ checked on the mornings of those particular days. However, this does not mean that providers are not to check the cabinets anyway to make sure they have the right equipment. Now we're going to discuss how to use each individual cabinet. As all the cabinets function in the same way, we're not going to go through each individual one. However, we're just going to select one to show you how to go through this cabinet. For this purpose, we're going to use the blue bag. Simply select on the individual cabinet, which will bring you into a secondary screen. You'll notice for the blue bag, it has 9 different additional cabinets listed. However, some of those have a number and a check mark listed below those. This indicates that these are sealed compartments that only need to be checked if the tag number is different, or if the box is orange and labeled expired part or cabinet changed. Otherwise, if the tag is the same, you can simply hit the check mark, which indicates all accounted items are there and within expiration. However, you have several other compartments labeled as left side pouch, right side pouch, or unsealed items that don't have these check marks below them. We'll go through a couple of these to show you how to check each individual area. For instance, we'll start with the left side pouch. Simply click on the left side pouch, which will bring you into an additional compartment. This shows that there should be a 1 quart Sharps container. It should be 1, and you can either select the plus button to show 1, or you can hit Set to Par. Once this has been completed, you simply hit Save. You'll notice that it is now changed to green. That denotes that this pouch has been checked and is completely stocked as it should be. Go through the same thing for the right side pouch and unsealed items. You'll notice that it's just minimal amount of equipment for these. In this case, just 3 large blood pressure cuffs. Set to Par and Save. The unsealed items in the bag are just your basic assessment tools, your stethoscope, glucometer, manual blood pressure cuff, as well as your pulse ox. Going in and checking your remaining pouches is as simple as making sure the tag number is the same as what's in Operative IQ Checksheet and what's on the tag itself. If those are the same, you can simply click the check mark and it will automatically change it to green. However, if an item tag is different than what's on the kit, you will have to go in and make sure that all the correct items are there. For this, simply select the pouch or kit and it will bring you back into the same type of screen. You'll notice for this particular pouch labeled as pouch 1, it still has a small amount of items. The 60 ml syringe, chlorine bag, sodium chloride bag, the cardizem, a spike, and your D10. You'll also notice that these particular items do have expiration dates. For the purposes of this program, we're going to use 15 days prior to the actual expiration date of the item. This will allow us to use the 2 weeks to either order or prepare orders for the additional items so we do not keep expired medications or equipment on the units. Once all the items have been accounted for and expiration dates are correct, you can simply hit set to par and save. It will now ask you for a new seal number. You simply put the new seal number in and hit submit. Once again, this will now turn it to green. Once all items are green, you can simply hit back and you'll notice that the blue bag has now turned to green. Now that we've completed a daily check, let's look at one of the weekly checks. In this particular case, we're going to look at the med drawer. Once again, simply click on it to bring up the secondary screen. You'll notice that it looks very similar, however there's less boxes here. Let's start with the med drawer. You notice in this case it is particularly more extensive than what's listed in the bag. That's because there's a lot of unsealed items within this. Only on Tuesdays will you need to fully go through this and confirm that the quantities are on hand and all the expiration dates are correct. If everything in there is as should be, you can simply hit set to par and save. This will allow it to be changed to green. Next, you will also need to go to the med box. In this case, it is selected red and it does have a tag number. If it is the same, you can simply hit the check mark and it will complete the check for the med box. Once again, hit back and it will bring you back to the main screen. You'll notice the med drawer has changed to green. Now that your inventory inspections have been completed, we're going to look at the second side of our unit check sheets through the Operative IQ Checksheet software. This is going to be under the Inspections tab in the menu bar. Once you click on it, you will notice that several more cabinets have opened up. In this particular case, we do have 9 different cabinets. 7 of them are highlighted in red, which means they are required to be done on that particular check, but we also have 2 that are marked in gray. These denote that they are in there, however, they do not need to be done on this particular day. The 2 that are in gray are the first of the month stretcher check and a volt decon of the transport unit. The stretcher check, as it's indicated, is to be done on the first of each month. The full decon of the transport unit will be completed on every Sunday. Further SOGs and policies will be released on what constitutes a full decon of the transport unit and how to complete it. Now we're going to discuss how to complete the inspection check sheets. As all these are done in questionnaire style, we're not going to go through all of them, however we will go through a couple. We're going to start with the PM check for the ambulance. Once open, you can see that the first few are fill in the blank, followed by some selections, followed by some checks. For providers, it does not matter who is listed as ALS or BLS on the schedule, you just need to denote which providers are listed. If there is no provider listed or running with you, please select the NA. For mileage, we are going to keep track of the mileage for vehicle usage purposes. Fuel level is going to be denoted in ranges. Please select the appropriate and hit save. If it is at anything below 1/2, please make sure you make a comment in the comment section so it can be followed up on. The DEF fluid goes for the same. Please submit and hit save. For vehicle damage, you have none found, old damage, or new damage. This will allow us to keep track of damage to the vehicle that is noted, what is old, and what is new. If new damage is found, select new damage, hit save, and type what the new damage is found. In this case, we're going to write that there is a broken left mirror. Once that is saved, this will remain on here until it is physically removed from the check sheet. For example, when Ray fixes something, you simply highlight it and hit back. In this case, we're going to leave it in there unless it is new damage. However, when the next check comes around, it can be noted as old damage, and this broken left mirror will still remain here. So therefore, it will remain across all shifts, so all crews are aware of what damage is new and what is not. The remaining checks are for headlights, brake lights, and other varying aspects of the unit that we need to make sure is working and not working on a regular basis. If the particular area is working, just simply leave on all working. If something is not working, for example, it says brake lights and turn signals, please select no and then note what is actually broken. For example, if the left turn signal, left rear turn signal is not working, please note that. Once this saves, it will automatically send an email to Ray so he can look into this. However, you still need to contact him directly to make sure he is aware as well. If all other units are correct and everything else is working, you can simply hit submit, and once again it will change from red to green. Go through all the remaining check sheets to make sure everything is working appropriately. Anything else apparatus is your chance to denote any other discrepancies or notable issues with the unit. Once again, select yes and type in your comment. This will send an email to the EMS supervisors as well so they can follow up on any discrepancies, broken equipment, or other issues that need to be selected. Once all turn green, then that has completed your Operative IQ check for that particular shift. Once all your check is completed, it's time to log off. You're going to simply click on the log off on the menu screen. This will ask you if you would like to close your shift or temporarily log off. Closing your shift will completely close out your shift, and you'll have to recheck everything every time you come in for any changes throughout the shift. For this purpose, you're going to select temporary logout. This way it will save all your current checks and will allow you to change things as you complete them when you come back in at a later time.